Hey, what's up everybody? Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to paint a white pearl car. Now, a white pearl car consists of three things: a base coat, a mid coat, and a clear coat. Now, I have already went ahead and checked the paint with a letdown panel. A letdown panel is a spray out panel that has 3 coats of pearl, 1, 2, 3 on the panel. That's why we call it a letdown panel. So I already checked my color. I'm gonna put some sealant on the new parts. I have 2 new parts. I have a fender off the car and I have a bumper off the car. Now, there's a myth that painting a fender or anything off of a pearl white car will cause the color not to match. Now, I have had experience in the past and painted a ton of pearl white cars where I have been okay and haven't had those issues, knock on wood. You never know, it can happen, but if you don't have too much experience, I suggest that you put the parts on the car, except for the bumper. Put a fender on the car if you have a fender, any other parts like doors or something like that, and then paint. But I have enough experience, I'm okay with doing it off the car, and I am gonna get started. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna put my sealant on my new parts, and then I'm gonna start putting my white coat on everything. First starting with the new parts and then going on the car. I'm gonna show you how I blend it on the door. I have a door to blend. I have this door to blend. And then I have the fender to blend. You always wanna blend pearl white because pearl white is a color that does not match well unless you blend it. But I'm gonna paint the hood. I have a hood, a fender, a new fender off the car, blend on the door, blend on the post, and a new bumper. Now, enough of the chit chat. Let's get to work because pearl white is a very time-consuming job because you usually have to put at least 5 coats of white to then put, depending on what your spray out panel shows you, to then put between 1, 2, and 3 coats of pearl. 9 times out of 10, it's usually 2 coats. But it's good to have a letdown panel of at least 3. So remember, sealer, base coat, white base coat, at least 5 coats of white base coat down, and then your mid coat, which is the pearl. I'm gonna go get my paint and start covering this up. Here I got my white base coat. Well, actually, this is my sealer. I put my sealer down, then put my white base coat down. My white base coat down. I'm going to apply 5 coats of base coat on the fender, the hood, and the bumper. And then I'm going to blend my door. Well, I'm going to go blending my door as I apply the 5 coats of base coat on the rest of the car. Okay, so as far as the blend on the door, let me explain to you how you need to do the blend. So where you want to start is always consider and keep in mind when you're blending a 3-stage Pro, you're putting 2 different sets of base coats down. You have to first start blending out the white coat and then you blend out the pearl coat. So always, rule of thumb, stay in the front edge of the door when blending on your first 2 or 3 coats. Then as you go further along, maybe your 4th coat or your 3rd coat, you don't always need 4 coats to blend, but at least around your 3rd coat, just move back and flare it out to soften up the edge of the white. Then when it comes to the pearl, you're gonna step back a little further back from the white, because remember, we're gonna try to go at least maybe 12 inches back on the front door with the white to then step it along a little bit further to feather out the pearl. The pearl's gonna go at least a couple more inches back from the white to make sure all the white is covered with pearl and is feathered out properly as the white was feathered out as well. So let me show you guys how to do that. Come on. I'm gonna turn the booth on and then I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. The booth is very loud, so I won't be talking. I'm just gonna be showing you how I feather it out, okay? Okay, I'm gonna do it without the booth being on, so I can talk to you guys. Okay. So like I was telling you, stay in the front of the door, like this. That's 1 coat. Go a little further back on your 2nd coat. Same thing on the 3rd coat, a little further back, feathering it out as you go along. Okay, I'm gonna turn the booth back on because this booth doesn't have no air when it's not on. So remember, just 1 step, 2 step, and feather it out very softly, flaring out the gun this way. When you flare out the gun, you're painting, pull it backwards. Don't leave it straight on the panel. Pull it back this way and keep pulling it back as you go back with the paint. This will make sure that your edges are softer. That way it doesn't leave like one hard line of paint, and that is not a blend. You want it to feather out and blend out. That way it transitions into the rest of the panel nice and soft and looks exactly like the color that's already on there. Let's get to work.
Always think of you when spring comes, like it's something in the air at that time. Don't know why. Always dream of you when spring comes. It's like the heat on my skin takes me back to the time met you on a Friday, halfway out at the door of the club, playing soul on the weekends. Stayed in bed till Wednesday, fell in love with you right there and then. I was young, couldn't see that.
Okay, now all the base coat is done. Now I'm getting ready to do the pearl. Now remember, depending on your spray out panel, your step down panel, the pearl is going to consist of either 3, 2, or 1. In this case, the panel that I checked told me that it only consists of 2 coats of pearl. So I'm going to put 2 coats of pearl on everything, blend out my pearl on the door, and then blend out the pearl on the fender, and then clear coat. Now I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to blend the pearl on the door, so for you guys to know how to blend it on the door. The rest of the panels that are completely covered in white, all you have to do is the same steps you took when you put the white down. Just put 2 medium to wet coats on there, and you're good to go. Just make sure that you blend it out properly on the door and on the fender, and you should be fine. Let's get back to work. Okay, Remember what we talked about earlier on the white. We took the white back at least close to 12 inches, let's just say, about this much of the pan. Now when I put the pearl on, I'm gonna step it back some more, feathering it as I go along. Now since it's only 2 coats, what you wanna do is cover almost to where you stopped with the white. Go a little bit further, just a little bit further from where you stopped with the white, and then you go further back and you feather it out. That way you have a seamless blend of pearl on top of your white that blends into the rest of the color and looks great, and you'll never see the blend, and you have a beautiful pearl white paint job. Back to work. Same thing goes on the fender. Remember that. Okay, back to work.
I'll do it all over again. At your place or a spring break, a heartache. I'll do it all over again. Do it all over
again. Okay guys, my pearl is done. Blended, my door's blended, my fender's blended. I have my 2 coats of pearl down on everything, and now all I have left is the clear coat. 2 coats of clear and we're done. Let's get to it. Okay guys, that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if there's any questions about painting cars or anything about body shop work and anything like that, let me know if there's anything that you would like to know. Let me know if there's any specific kind of videos that you would like to make. And I will do my best to make a video about it and tell you in the comment section as much as I can. And I will see you guys in the next one. All right? Bye. Peace.